Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. I welcome all of you to today's session of Daily Stock, in which we are going to consider the financial earnings of the aerospace defense giant Lockheed Martin, US government and its allies. And if you are aware, this is the maker of the F-35 planes, and also for NASA it has been working and collaborating for developing and delivering the spacecraft which are being used for different programs to reach space and beyond. So we are going to consider these companies' financial earnings, how it has been doing for last couple of quarters, particularly for the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2023. And along with that, we will also take a look on its stocks technical aspect to see if there are emerging opportunities for us to trade and invest. So let us now go to its fourth quarter earning report. This is a publicly available information document. You can get it at the investors relation page of the Lockheed Martin. The earnings was released on 23rd of January, just a week back, and if we consider the financials, the net sales stood at US 18.9 billion in the fourth quarter, and for the whole year, it stood at US 67.6. So this growth, the only concern is growth is not really strong enough. There is growth of just 2 percentage point, and if we also consider the forward guidance for the fiscal year 2024, there is going to be growth, but that growth is also likely to be tepid, and this has been the concern for most of the investors for last couple of years. If we look at the graph of the company's stock price, you will see that in the last 5 years, the company stock is up. The only thing is that it is not up enough. It is higher by around 50%. Whereas if we consider the tech sector stocks, they have rallied and multiplied in the meantime. So that is something the investors seems to be bothered about. And if we look at the stocks performance, particularly after the release of these quarters earnings, you will see that there has been downturn for last couple of days. The stock has been continuously trading in the bearish bias, and I am not really expecting it to change so soon. It is likely to trade with the bearish bias, and in this environment, all we have to do is adopt a sell on rallies approach, and then try to capitalize on these downturn. First, we will look at the highlights of these quarter's earnings. The cash from the operations were at US 2.4 billion, and if we consider the free cash flow, that is also quite good at US 1.7 billion. The free cash flow is after adjusting for the capital expenditure from the net income, and company has also delivered quite a good 160 billion worth of order backlog, and also this company with the contracts running into not only years but also in decades, and in such a environment where the competition is high, the entry barriers are high, and the contracts are running not only in years but decades. You have the stability, and if and when the opportunities arise to adopt a buy on dips strategy for longer term investing, that can also be done. The only thing which we have to watch out for is the pace of growth, and how the stock is likely to react. So that is the only concern which we have with the Lockheed Martin. Otherwise, this is a stable company with stable business model and stable delivery of products, which has earned its customers, particularly the government's trust. Now let us look at the consolidated statement of income first. This is the summary of the financial results. We go to the this is the outlook, and here this is the thing I am talking about. So the growth is expected by the company, but the concern is that the growth is only in single digits and low single digits at that. So all these four segments have the contribution, with aeronautics contributing at the highest, and all the four segments are profitable. You can see that there is operating profit, with the highest operating profit being generated by the. Let us consider the consolidated statement of income. For that, here is the consolidated statement of income. Now, if you look at the quarterly numbers and the annual numbers, you will see that the net sales for the fourth quarter of 2023 are just slightly lower than what was the figure uh, for the fourth quarter a year back. So there is slight decline, but that is not really concerning. But at the same time, it is also concerning because it points to the lack of growth, that the growth company's business is stable, but maybe too stable. That is also one way to look at it. But for the whole year operations, there is growth, and this growth is not significant either, just at around little over 2%. And if you consider the net earnings are slightly lower for the fourth quarter of 23rd than the fourth quarter of 22nd. And the whole year income is up, with this net income being higher. You can see this is the balance sheet. Alright, here we are looking at the cash flow statement. For the company, the free cash flow annual annualized is at around $6 billion. And if we look at the changes in net cash and cash equivalent, there has been decline in the cash at hand. That is simply because of the higher expenditure at the session. If we consider the cash flow statement, you can see that there was lot of money spent on the financing activities, and as a result of that, the cash at hand has reduced for the company, as the repurchase of common stock worth 6,000 sorry US $6 billion, and the dividend paid of $3 billion have contributed to this decline in the cash and cash uh, at hand for the end of period, which now stood at $1.44 billion. So the cash position has also been comfortable for the company, and as the common theme has been for the last couple of quarters, the only concern is the pace of growth. And despite this lower growth, we also have to keep in mind that the business model is quite stable, and the company's customers, which are governments, are not going to go anywhere. And we have these sticky contracts which run into multiple years, multiple decades. So there is this aspect to the company as well. Now we head to the JForex 4 platform, which is going to offer us this this charting for the Lockheed Martin stock. Let's consider what's happening on the lower time frame first. In the lower time frame, you can see that since the release of its quarterly earnings on the 23rd of January, the company stock has been trending downward, and after reaching the high of 465, it is now lower by around 7 to 8 percentage point in cumulative terms, and it is not showing any signs of buying on these lower levels either, which points to the concern and skepticism amongst the investors for the further rise or the ability to rise in immediate environment. So I think from the short term perspective, the stock has now entered into a downward spiral, and for the next couple of sessions or even maybe for next couple of weeks, we will have to keep looking for the opportunities to short sell it, and in these short sell we can profit if you adopt a sale on rallies approach. All you have to do is allow it to consolidate first, define a good risk reward ratio. By good, I mean anything above 1 is to 2, and then go for the trade as and when you feel that now there is rising profit probability of further decline setting in the stock, with the possibility of a fresh swing low being made in the process. Let us see how things are unfolding from the medium term. The stock was trading higher since the October low at 393. From there on, it had rallied around 15 percentage point, particularly after the release of its quarterly statements in October. It had rallied higher, and then it went into consolidation with this bias being on the higher side for last couple of months. In November and December, it continued to consolidate, with January also being quite good till the results came in, and these results have provided fresh incentives for the company's investors to maybe go for the profit booking and dump the stock, or if you have seen this price action, you can also infer that there has been fresh shorting as well. So all these factors are pointing to the possibility of downturn settling in for the medium term perspective also. But that is something which we can't say straight away. Maybe we'll have to wait for a couple of weeks at least. But as I have said, in the short term, the things have turned bearish. Maybe in the medium term, they will. But we probably need more time for us to be able to say it confidently. But apart from that, it is neither looking bullish. And if we have to go for any trade, then I think in this consolidation phase with slightly bearish bias, adopting a sell on rally approach is going to be the prudent thing to do from the medium term prospects as well. And as for the long term, let's consider what's the story for the weekly charts. The weekly candlestick formation for us now, I think the bullish days are seemingly behind us, and it is not really making any sense to go for fresh bullish trades in these environment. You can adopt a wait and watch approach till a fresh swing high is made above 480, and in the next consolidation correction deep you can go for a new trade. But right now it is not looking that promising, and as a result of the better idea, so from short term to the long term, things are not really conducive for the moves on the higher side. But apart from that, we can go for short sell trades in the short run as well as in the medium run after some more clarity emerge. So watch out for the stocks moves for next couple of days, and I think the opportunity is likely to come your way if you are willing and waiting for your turn to shine under the sun in the company's downturn. So that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me the feedback and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. If you have found the video informative and useful for your trading and investing purpose, do like and subscribe to the channel. And also, you can express your views in the feedback. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you next time around. Till then, goodbye.